And now let's move to Borno State, where the University of Maiduguri says it is deepening academic standards and shaping medical training to produce competent health professionals capable of meeting both national and global healthcare demands. Vice-Chancellor Professor Mohammed Mele stated this during the institution's induction and attestation ceremony. Senior reporter Jessica Fida has details.
The road to becoming a medical doctor is never gentle. It tests patience, endurance, and purpose. For these graduates of the University of Maiduguri College of Medical Sciences, the journey was demanding, but the destination deeply rewarding. Smiles revealed sighs, and quiet tears told stories of sleepless nights and years of sacrifice. The inductees include 84 graduates of medicine and surgery, alongside 31 from dentistry, each now armed with knowledge, skill, and a renewed sense of responsibility to the nation's healthcare system.
Declare that as a registered medical practitioner of Nigeria,
I shall exercise the several parts of my profession.
I shall exercise.
As voices rose in unison to take the oath, the moment felt like a breath of fresh air.
Your actions, decisions, utterances, and conduct must therefore be guided by your conscience. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Let this principle guide your professional life as you care for humanity.
The University of Maiduguri has now produced a total of 3,422 medical doctors and 312 dental surgeons since inception. This remarkable achievement is a clear testament to our sustained commitment to excellence, resilience, and service to the nation.
For the new doctors, the priority is clear: to wear the white coat with honor, protect the dignity of the profession, and place humanity above self.
I feel grateful to God and the people around me. I have supportive friends, I have supportive family, and I'm grateful to all of them for this great opportunity. I thank God Almighty.
I will ensure I stick to the code of conduct. I will ensure I stick to the guidelines of practice, and ensure I place humanity above my personal needs.
I feel relieved. I feel ecstatic. I can't put it into words, but it's great. It's very rewarding.
It was a day of fulfillment, pride, and reflection. But beyond the celebration, the university charged the graduates to become worthy ambassadors of the institution, guided by discipline, compassion, and strict adherence to medical ethics. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Jesse Tafida joins me on the news right now. Jesse, the induction ceremony has been held, the fun fair, the celebration, but the words of the Vice-Chancellor, part of what I noted, asking them to, be compassionate, to be ethical going forward. But for these newly inducted medical doctors, what next for them?
Well, thank you very much. Yesterday was, a day of celebration for them. Passing through the medical school, how the universities strike. They've spent more than they should stay in school, and finally today they're graduates, and then they are now being inducted into the medical profession. Now, the words of the ethics remains key in what the VC said. He acknowledged that all medical professionals across Nigeria should continue to uphold this ethics now. We know how the healthcare gap, delivery gap that we have in the country, but the VC is optimistic that with the graduates of this, over 100 of them, they would complement, efforts of those that are already, in the profession. And he wants them to be dedicated in their duties. According to him, a lot of medical, students after graduation, they leave the country, they go out, looking for greener pastures. But he said that he's so much aware that the federal government is doing all it can to ensure that the healthcare delivery in Nigeria, becomes one of the best in Africa. And he acknowledged that the President Tinubu administration is prioritizing the healthcare sector, and he advised them to stay, back home, they would have to, stay, to do their 1 year service in the country, and also their internship where they would have to serve their fatherland. So he's advising them to do what they can to see that they bridge the healthcare gap of, the country. But the key advice is for them to stay back in their country and serve their country.
Okay, what the Vice Chancellor is telling them to stay back in their country and, of course, contribute to development, particularly in the healthcare sector. In Borno State, that's the state where these newly inducted medical doctors have also been trained, looking at going to the University of Maiduguri. What more in that sector? How is that sector positioning itself in Borno State to, in a way, retain some of these inducted medical doctors in years to come?
Now, it's very good that we note, after the 14-year insurgency, there is a huge gap in the healthcare sector here in Borno State. Over 65% of healthcare facilities were destroyed, during the peak of the insurgency. But now with this current administration, a lot of hospitals have been built, and the state government is doing all it can to see that, it employ doctors, to stay in the state, to continue to give healthcare delivery, access to healthcare delivery to liberated communities. Now, last week, we were together with the governor at, Mongono. We went to Malamfatori, we went to Damasak, whereby the governor has increased, the payment of medical personnel to 100%, because according to him, he would want them to stay and work, with the state, not going to, work with some non-governmental organizations, because according to him, when you sit in your own community, you contribute better because this is your community. Now, the state government is doing all it can to see that it retains these doctors. And very good to note is that yesterday, the best graduating student has been employed, given free employment, and some of the best students there, it's a very good step, according to many yesterday. And talking about the healthcare needs of Borno State, we could see that the healthcare continue to receive maximum support by the state government. Last year, the healthcare sector received over 27% of the entire budget. This is to tell you that the state government is doing all it can to see that it provides access to quality healthcare to people that have suffered, 14-year insurgency. And then with this new inductees, Amsa Cross, people are, optimistic that they would maximally contribute their quota to the progress of the healthcare sector.
Thank you so much, Jesse Tafida, for us right there from Borno State.